This is a channeled collective reading, and if you're here, even if not all of the specifics resonate for you, I trust that there's something here for you. So I'm getting a message about closing your eyes and really thinking to yourself, what matters to me most? And in that 2 seconds, what came up to you? And you might want to just take note of that word or phrase or concept that came to your mind and do what you will with it. You can just write a note on your phone. You can journal about it. You can talk to somebody about it, but you can ponder it. But I think that sometimes when you just take a minute to close your eyes and think and let your soul speak through your mind, then that could be a really beneficial exercise to try to keep us on our soul's highest path. And so you may be feeling like peace and quiet is something that I'm hearing like you feel like it's a luxury. Like, like your mind knows that peace and quiet shouldn't be a luxury. It should be just something that we can access or tap into at any time. But maybe lately you're just feeling really overstimulated. Maybe there's a lot of noise, like dogs barking or construction or even just children. That could totally be normal parts of life, but maybe you don't feel like you always have access to the quiet that you want. And I'm also feeling something about feeling like you have to decide between two options, like both of which have some kind of pro and con, in the sense that both of which come with some kind of thing that's not ideal that you have to settle on. And I feel your heart trying to lead your mind to expand itself and to open, almost like a what I'm seeing is like a treasure chest opening, and as it opens slowly, like it's like there's an infinite flow of light coming out through the cracks, and then as the treasure chest opens bigger and bigger, there's just a bright light flowing out of it. I'm seeing that being what needs to happen with our minds, because sometimes our minds feel like the options that are presented to us are all that there is. And it may seem like you don't always have the option or opportunity to be delusionally optimistic. I'm almost feeling like there could be like this pessimistic energy that's like, well, this is all I have. Like, what do you expect me to do? And so the heart is trying to get you out of your mind and think there's an abundance of possibilities. And so while these two options may be what I have right now, there's a message about kind of taking it slow and not committing to like restricting yourself into that box, if that makes sense. So I had to pause really quick because my dog does this thing when she takes naps where she'll start like lightly barking. It's not really a full bark, but I don't know if you could hear it in the background, but I had to pause because I just wanted to wait for her to finish so it wasn't too distracting. But I also kind of feel like that could be a metaphor for the message I was just saying being received as something that you might feel like you need to bark back at, if you will. Now, when my dog does this, I don't know. I like to think that she's like barking playfully, but to be honest, when she's awake, she doesn't really bark that much unless it's like a mailman or something where she's like alerting in a more kind of cautious or fearful way. So I don't know if when she's sleeping and she makes those noises, she's like actually having nightmares. I would be really sad if that was the truth. But so take this as it resonates. Maybe it's just like this playful barking where you're kind of like, wait, like, that doesn't make sense that I would have more than two options. Or maybe it's like a survival mode thing of like, that stresses me out to feel that, it stresses me out to come to terms with the fact that there are more options that I can't conceive of with my egoic conscious mind. So I think that there's that it's almost like my guides kind of took me down that tangent just to be able to share that message of, well, let's also make sure that we're checking in with ourselves about how it feels to come to terms with the fact that there could be more than two options, and it's hard to admit because we like to feel like we're in control. So this is tying me back to the message of maybe you don't feel like there's peace and quiet, and that's something that's really important to you. And maybe you find yourself getting triggered or overstimulated by sounds. And I'm hearing like it makes you feel like you don't have control. And so there are aspects to wanting silence that are almost a bandage for just wanting to feel like you're in control. It doesn't mean that if you want peace, then that's the only reason you want that. Like, there's nothing wrong with wanting peace and quiet. I'm just being asked to point out the fact that many times when we're getting triggered by something like noise or overstimulated, it's some kind of survival mode issue or some feeling of you not having control over your life. So that brings me to another topic, which is like when you feel stuck in life and you feel like directionless, again, taking that time to just close your eyes and think to yourself, what is most important to me? And I just heard the word soup. It's so random, but I don't know if anyone else is resonating with this, but I personally have been feeling really in tune with feeling very specific, cravings of food. And whenever a craving like that hits me, I always follow it. Like, even if it's something sweet, I'm a pretty healthy person, but I craved an ice cream sandwich the other day, and I just go with it because I know that there's some reason that I would be craving something so specific that I never have. And for me to try to suppress it would be going against, the whole concept and value that I live by, which is to listen to my body. So yeah, I'm being shown that kind of, I'm being pulled down this tangent to also talk about cravings and listening to your body. So this is kind of the completion of the message I had for today, is to really take some time to think about what's important to you and really listen to your bodily nudges. And, and then just one other message about the barking is to allow the barking to pass. It's okay to have moments where you feel really uncomfortable or triggered or overstimulated, and to just remind yourself that you're safe and you're okay and you will survive this. And just that kind of self-nurturing to remind yourself that you are resilient and you are on the best spiritual and highest spiritual path for yourself. So even if it feels like you don't know what you want in life, or you're not sure what your options are, or you have, or you don't know that these are the best options, the ones that are in front of you, I'm being told that you have everything you need to know. You have deep down within you the knowledge of everything that will put you on track to what your soul desires to experience. And what your soul is asking you to pivot towards. So thank you for listening.